One of my favorite things about gaming is scrolling through a list of games, finding one you've never heard of before, deciding to download it, give it a try, and instantly falling in love with it. That's what happened for me with this next game, Roboquest. If you've never heard of Roboquest, it is a first-person shooter roguelike game with comic book style graphics made by a team called Rise Up Studios, which is a team of about 20 people only. It's a game that's on PC and Xbox, and it's also included in Game Pass. You can play it in solo or in two-player co-op. Now, if any of you guys don't know what a roguelike game is, the mechanic or the loop of it is that you start at your home base, you're going to hit play, and then you're going to jump into a run. And in that run, you always start level 1. You're going to try and get as far as you can in that run. And along the way, you're going to level up your weapons, unlock new weapons, find new paths, and whenever you die, that run is completely over and you go back to your base. But once you're back to the base, you have unlocked stuff, and each roguelike is different. In this case, you unlock wrenches, and you can use those wrenches to go to your base and upgrade certain things. Like you can get a little buddy, like new robot friends that meet you at a bunch of checkpoints throughout the runs that will help you make your runs every single time a little bit easier. Or you can upgrade your health bar, you can upgrade the rarity of the weapons you have. So every single time you're going to replay the loop, you're going to be getting better and better, and the loops are going to get easier and easier because you're going to get new upgrades each and every single time. That's the base mechanic of a roguelike. One of the reasons why I really like playing Roboquest is because that the loop is so addictive, like every other roguelike, but in this one I really like the mix of the first person shooter with it. The graphics are just so nice to look at with the comic book style, and you've probably noticed it with a couple of gameplay already, but every time you use your weapons and you shoot, you can actually see like the little like tac tac, or like the noise that the weapons make pop up on screen, which I find such a small detail that I just absolutely adore. It makes me smile the first time I saw it, and it's just there and always exciting. It adds just that little bit to the game. The music, oh my god, I didn't even mention the music yet. The music in this game is so good. You're going to be playing through the levels so many times because it keeps looping. You're going to keep dying, but one of the things that makes it so much more fun is getting to that next round and getting to listen to that music again, because each stage has its own music, and I just adored every soundtrack for each level, which was really cool. At the end of each of the worlds, you're going to fight a boss, and I think there were about 10 bosses in total, if I remember correctly, and they were all so fun and so satisfying, where the first couple times you're going to fight them, you're going to have a hard time with them because that's the whole point. You're trying to understand, but once you get their weak spots and how to dodge their abilities and everything, you could power through some of those bosses. I even got an achievement for beating the bosses without taking a hit at some point. That made me feel so proud of myself that I got so good that I wasn't getting hit by the boss. So that's really cool, and as you go on, there are more and more bosses and all that, and they're all so much fun to play against. The weapons themselves, this is something I really like about this game, where every single weapon is so fun to use and so satisfying, and you can find a weapon early on and play it all the way to the end, where along the way you pick up these things called power cells, and you can use those power cells to upgrade the weapons you already have instead of having to buy new ones. So if you find a shotgun that you really like on that first run, on the first round, keep it and just keep upgrading along the way, or find the new weapons. But one of the cool things is every single one of them feel great. The kunais are awesome, the shotguns feel great, the rifles are all so good, the snipers are also satisfying. Every single one of these are so much fun to use. Now, there's another cool thing as well about this game that I really like, and it's the health or healing system. Basically, every time you defeat an enemy, they're going to drop these little green orbs, and if you're fast enough, you can go pick up those orbs, and that's going to heal you up a little bit every single one. If I remember correctly, each orb heals you like 1 or 2 health, so it's very limited, but they don't stay on the ground forever. The enemy dies, and you have a certain amount of time that you have to run over and pick it up. It makes the game so fast-paced that you always have to be on the move, but you always have to be moving forward as well. You always got to try and move forward. So every time you defeat an enemy, you want to go over there and pick up the stuff before it disappears. So it keeps the pace of it so quick, and I absolutely love that they did it that way. Another really cool thing, this game, obviously, like every other thing, is a roguelike, which means that you're going to go through the levels often, right? You're going to keep repeating that first level multiple times. But there are so many collectibles, so many unlockable things in general, including just like random cards, and those cards are just like whenever you defeat enemies, you can collect them. So fighting the same enemies over and over again, there's a chance they drop that loot, which is really cool. There are classes, so each of the robots that you play as They each have their two unique abilities. One is with your R3 whenever you click the stick, and the other one's your RB on the controller, which is R1 or RB, which is like your secondary ability. And each of the classes are unique where they each have their own, but you want to unlock all the classes along the way. So you're going to want to play over and over again to get those new classes, to try out all the new abilities. Shout out to my favorite one. I don't remember the name, but it's the one that comes with the two drones. I love playing that one. That was my go-to basically for the whole game after I unlocked them. And on top of all the classes and the collectibles, there are hidden paths. So along the way, you're going to go through the same level over and over and over again, but then you're going to unlock, for example, a boost jump where it's going to get you to jump up high, and then you're going to do the level again, but you're going to be like, well, I wonder what's up there, and you jump up, and then you see there's a different path, and it's going to take you to a new level, and oh man, it really feels that by the end, once I played this game for about 30 hours now, I had so many options on every run of, okay, I get to the first checkpoint. Do I want to go to the quarry? Do I want to go to Oasis? Or do I want to go to the ruins? And it's so exciting that each of them go their own path, and then those paths split up into other new paths. Along the way, at the end, you always come back to the same final two levels with the final boss there. But the paths along the way is really cool, and there's so many, like I said, collectibles and stuff and hidden things that you can find in every single one, and they're always so satisfying. It's also really cool that whenever you find those hidden paths, they stay unlocked afterwards. So if you die along the way, you can just go back and just go through that path again. Also, a quick shout out for the co-op mode. I didn't play it much because I didn't have anyone who wanted to play this, but I tried it out. I forced my wife to jump in and play the game in co-op with me for just one run, just so I could get a feel for it. And it is pretty cool. I do recommend that if you guys get the chance to play it in co-op, absolutely do it. But I played the whole thing in single player, and I didn't find any, there was no... I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything. So if you guys want to play it solo, it's absolutely worth it. But the co-op seems like it's going to be a fun time as well. You could basically work together on the whole game, and if one person goes down, you could just help them pick up. So you do have a chance, a bit more chances to get to the end in a two-player co-op run instead of a solo run. Another thing, I don't know if this is a spoiler, so just a little bit of a minor, but I'm not going into it too much. There are these crystals that you can find along the way, which I found really cool. Basically, the final boss is very difficult, and you're gonna get to that final boss multiple times, hopefully, and always feel like you're struggling. But there's a cool thing that along the way, you can find these 6 crystals, which remind me of the Infinity Stones in Marvel, and each of those stones make the final level easier, which is really cool. So if you can find all the 6 stones as like the collectibles, every single one of them will make something different happen in the world of the final level, or like have the last boss have less health or less lasers or less abilities, which is really cool. But what it does also do is that it makes your run a little bit more difficult by adding elite enemies along the way. So there is the runs get more difficult, but the final boss gets easier, which I really like that mix, that you can mix and match and decide, do you want the stones on or do you want the stones off? Lots of options in that sense for you. Another really fun thing I liked about the game is the difficulties. So if I remember correctly, there are 4 different difficulties, and each one of them very specifically explain to you what differences they make. And I loved that. I started playing on standard and I was having a lot of fun, but I kept hitting this wall where I felt like I couldn't get past a certain level, and I wanted to see what was after that. I wanted to keep going, or I wanted to do a collectible run. So dropping the difficulty helped me get better because it was getting me more wrenches, more unlockable paths, and all those things to make the next run where I did up the difficulty a little bit easier, and it made me feel like I was getting better every single time. I did beat the game 3 times, and one time I did it on standard, and then the other 2 times were on a bit of the easier difficulties. Still haven't done it on hard, and I am gonna do it, I promise. Like this, I wanted to post this video because I want to get everyone to know about this game and play it, but I'm not done playing this game. I'm going back and I'm gonna beat this game on the hardest difficulty. That is my goal, because I just adore this game so damn much. So as I've talked about basically this whole time, the shooting feels absolutely incredible. The graphics are incredible. The music is incredible. The game is so fun. The paths are so enjoyable to find, and all the different unlockable things are so satisfying. Everything about this game is what I love. First-person shooter. I've been on a very big kick of roguelike right now while also playing other of them, but this has been one that just got its hooks in me and it hasn't been able to let me go. I have been trying to record this video for the last 2 weeks, and every single time I turn the game on to record the gameplay for this video, I end up playing the game for hours and I can't stop. So this is why it's taking me so long to make this video, but that just shows you guys how great this game is. And I really wanted to put this video out to get more people to know about this game, because I feel like there's not enough people who are talking about Roboquest. If you've never tried this game, please go out of your way to either pick it up on PC or check it out on Game Pass if it's included, if you've got the membership. And please, if anyone from the team is listening to this or watching this, please release this on PlayStation. I need to play this again on my PS5, and I gotta get those sweet trophies. That's the only thing. This is a personal thing. I'm a big trophy hunter. You release this on PlayStation, and I promise you guys, I'm gonna play through the whole game one more time and try and get that platinum trophy. That is the only thing that I would say I didn't like, and that's just a personal thing. I'm much more of a PlayStation than an Xbox guy. I just love those trophies. I really want them. But I wish this game comes out on every single thing. I can't wait to see if they do any other games. I looked up the website for the devs. Looks like they've done a lot of VR games, and this is their first non-VR game, and I'm really excited to see what they do next. I can't wait. You guys have to go out of your way to check out Roboquest. Play it by yourself. Play it with a friend. And look, if you're concerned about the fast pace, drop the difficulty. No matter what, just check out this game. It is such a fun time. All right, that's the end. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Tell me in the comments down below what you think of Roboquest and what other game I should check out, what other game you want me to review or anything like that. Give this video a thumbs up because it helps with the algorithm, and have a good rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.